This is a topic that doesn't get talked about often enough: pregnancy and parenting as a neurodivergent adult. Have you ever wondered if you can handle pregnancy or parenting as an autistic adult? Or maybe you're already a parent and feel like you're constantly failing because the natural parenting everyone talks about doesn't feel natural to you at all? Hi, I'm Jacqueline from ASD Life Coaches, where we help autistic adults build skills, independence, and confidence through cognitive life skills coaching. Today, we're talking about something that doesn't get discussed enough: pregnancy and parenting when you're neurodivergent. In this video, we're going to break down why pregnancy and parenting present unique challenges for autistic adults, how sensory, executive functioning, and social differences impact your parenting journey, and 5 practical strategies to help you navigate pregnancy and parenting in a way that honors your neurodivergent brain. First, let's talk about why pregnancy and parenting can feel especially overwhelming when you're autistic. Sensory overload can be amplified. Pregnancy changes your sensory experience dramatically. Your body feels different, smells are more intense, textures that were once tolerable might now become unbearable. Then you're adding a baby or a child who needs constant physical contact, makes unpredictable sounds, and requires you to navigate messy, sticky, loud environments. For someone who already experiences sensory sensitivity, this can feel like living in a constant state of overload. Then there's more executive functioning demands. Parenting requires simultaneous task management that never stops. You're tracking feeding schedules, diaper changes, developmental milestones, doctor's appointments, sleep patterns, and your emotional needs, all while managing your own basic needs. So for autistic adults who may already struggle with executive functioning, this cognitive load can be exhausting. Then we have social expectations and masking. There's this immense social pressure around what a good parent looks like. You're expected to intuitively know what your baby needs. You're expected to enjoy every moment, to join up with parenting groups, to navigate conversations with pediatricians and other parents. If you spent your life masking to fit in, parenting adds another layer where you feel judged constantly. And then there's routine disruption. Many autistic adults rely on routine for regulation, but pregnancy disrupts your body's routines. A newborn shatters all predictability. Your carefully constructed schedule that helped you function, gone. The loss of control and structure can feel destabilizing, but here's what's important to understand. Struggling with these aspects doesn't mean you can't be an excellent parent. It means you just need strategies that match your brain, not strategies designed for neurotypical parents. Let me share a couple of scenarios that many neurodivergent parents experience. First is the sensory overwhelm cycle. Sarah is 7 months pregnant. She's autistic. She used to manage her sensory needs by controlling her environment. So specific clothing, quiet mornings, predictable routines. But now her maternity clothes feel wrong on her skin. She's nauseous from smells she can't identify, and people keep touching her belly without asking. She feels touched out before the baby even arrives. She's terrified that when the baby comes, the crying and constant physical contact would push her into constant shutdown. She worries this means she won't bond with her baby. Here's another example: executive functioning breakdown. Marcus is an autistic dad with a 6-month-old. He excels at his engineering job because he can hyper-focus and work systematically, but at home, the baby needs him to switch tasks constantly: feeding, diaper, soothing, while also remembering that the pediatrician appointment, when to introduce solid foods, whether they need more diapers. His partner keeps asking him to just notice what needs to be done, but his brain doesn't work that way. He feels like he's failing as a dad because he needs explicit instructions, and he's exhausted from trying to keep all the invisible details in his head. These aren't failures. These are mismatches between neurodivergent processing and neurotypical parenting expectations. Now, let's talk about 5 practical strategies that actually work for neurodivergent parents. There is hope. Create sensory safe spaces and systems. So basically, you want to designate specific areas in your home as low sensory zones where you can regulate and build sensory accommodations into your parenting routine. This works because you can't eliminate sensory input from parenting, but you can create recovery spaces and reduce that unnecessary sensory load. How can you do it? Well, set up a corner with noise-canceling headphones, dim lighting, comfortable textures, a space where you could take 5 minutes for regulation breaks. Use tools like sound machines to create predictable auditory environments. Choose baby products based on your sensory needs as well as your baby's. Soft, tagless clothing for the baby that also feels okay to you. Unscented products, organized diaper stations. Communicate to your support system. I need 10 minutes of quiet to reset is a complete sentence. You need to build it into your daily routine, not just for the emergencies. Another strategy is externalize your executive functioning. Use systems to manage the cognitive load instead of trying to hold everything in your working memory. Your brain isn't designed to track dozens of variables simultaneously. So external systems work with your strengths. So how you can implement that is use a shared digital calendar or app with reminders or appointments, medication, feeding times. Create something visual. We always talk about visual checklists for daily routines, morning routines, bedtime routines, what to pack in the diaper bag for travel, photos of properly packed diaper bags, organize drawers, set up stations so you have visual references. Ask your partner, if you have one, or a support person to give explicit instructions rather than expecting you to just notice. Can you change the diaper and then start bath time? Instead of, can you handle the baby? Give specifics. Set it up before the baby arrives and implement them gradually so that you're not overwhelmed. Then you want to script out social interactions. So prepare phrases, responses for common parenting social situations. That way you reduce the cognitive load of generating appropriate responses in the moment while managing the baby. Create scripts, parent groups. How's your baby sleeping? We're still figuring out day to day. How about you? For boundary setting, you could say something like, please don't touch my baby, or please don't touch my belly or baby without asking. Medical appointments, write down all your questions beforehand, take notes during the visits. You can use your app to record the visits, just ask for permission. Decline unwanted advice. Say something like, thanks, we're working with our pediatrician on that. Use these before situations arise so they're automatic when you're already overwhelmed. This is strategy number 4. Engage with your child in ways that align with your autistic connection styles rather than forcing neurotypical action patterns. So authentic connection matters more than performing neurotypical. Having activities side by side. You read while your child colors. You organize while they play. Share special interests with each other as well, even if they seem a little unconventional. So use parallel talk instead of constant eye contact. Narrate what you're both doing rather than forcing face-to-face interaction. Trust that your way of showing love through consistency, meeting needs, sharing passions is valid. Especially during moments when typical play feels exhausting or inauthentic, these strategies work wonders. Then strategy number 5, establish recovery protocols. Create a plan for when you hit shutdown or meltdown. Try to prevent it. Include support systems, self-compassion, and it works because parenting will push you to your limits sometimes. And so having a plan reduces shame and it keeps everyone safer. Do this by identifying your early warning signs, irritability, overwhelm, a need to escape. Arrange some backup support, a partner, a family member, a friend who could take over for just 30 minutes. Create a safe space where your child can be while you regulate. Playpen with toys, a safe room, whatever you need. Also have a recovery kit ready. Headphones, fidget tools, a comfort item, water. Remember to practice self-talk. I'm not a bad parent. I'm a good parent. I'm overwhelmed and I'm taking care of both of us by regulating. Use this at the first sign when you're approaching your limit. not after the meltdown has occurred. Here's the truth. You can be autistic and be a wonderful parent. Your child doesn't need a neurotypical parent. They need a parent who is regulated, authentic, and present. The strategies that work for you might look different from what the parenting books describe, and that's okay. You're not broken. You're parenting with a different neurotype, and your child will benefit from your unique perspective and honesty. If this resonated with you, like and subscribe below for more content designed specifically for autistic adults navigating life's challenges. And if you want more personalized support, visit our website to learn more about cognitive life skills coaching for you and your family. You don't have to figure this out alone.